So when deciding about the two, I was deciding between two different stories to tell. I was going to say, oh, well, I'll read the room after some stories are told, and then we'll decide on mine, but I'm first, so I'll just go with whichever one I feel most comfortable with. So my story happened probably about a year or so ago. It was one of my friend's birthday party. It was a small birthday party. There's only about 6 people there. And for the sake of privacy, I won't be using people's real names because some of the activities weren't bad, but maybe embarrassing to some. So the party, they decided the person whose birthday, we'll call her Rachel. Rachel's party, she wanted to have a certain game played. The game is called Hostage, and so you can do it with various different teams. And we had only 6 people there, so we had 2 teams. And so on the one team, it was me, my friend Rachel, and my friend George. We'll call him George. So it was me, Rachel, and George on one team, and then the other team, there was Daniel, Rebecca, and Xavier. We'll say that. Actually, no. It was 2 girls. So Daniel, Rebecca, and Chelsea. Cool. I'll probably forget about the names, but we'll try our best. So the way it works is that in each round, there's 3 rounds you play. In the first round, it's about 10 minutes. You decide on the times. It goes 10 to 20, 30. And so one person is the navigator, the driver, one person is on the phone, and then one person is the hostage. So at the beginning of each round, you switch hostages, and they take your hostage away for 10 minutes and drive as far as they can, and wherever they can in 10 minutes, drop them off, and they're blindfolded the whole time. Then the other person goes off. So then, after the person is dropped off blindfolded, they are to call their team, and without using phones, maps, or anything, they have to describe where they are, and they have to be found. So we were younger. Not young. I was at 17 at the time, and so, of course, it happened at 10 o'clock at night is when we started the round. So, probably around midnight is when we started playing. So really late at night, and so even harder to find places. So the first round went okay, without a hitch, really. I was on the phone helping the other person be the driver. And what's great about this game is that it demands sobriety from everybody. So because everyone has to drive at some point, and at the time no one was, and the friend group was drinking at all either. So first round went fantastic. Second round, they said, hey, Luke, you live around the area, so how about you are the hostage this time, so then you can help find the other person in the 30-minute round. So 20-minute round, I get in the back of the car, they blindfold me, they take me 20 minutes out, and I'm dropped in the middle of a farm, and at first I'm a little bit weary because I'm wearing, it's in the middle of the summer, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I've just gotten brand new 5-finger toe shoe, the Vibrams, I love to wear them, and I just got a brand new pair. And so if you know anything about that, it's like being barefoot, so like at first it's a little uncomfortable. So I walk down the lane that I've been dropped off of, and I get to this town, and the town's Oakville. I don't know if you're familiar with Oakville, it's like halfway between here and Newville. So the minute I see the sign for Oakville, I go, great, I know where I am, the rail trails goes right through here, I can find the map from the rail trails to tell my friends how to get here. So I get a call from my friends. Before I even call them, they call me, and they say, hey, we dropped off Rebecca, and we are lost. Can you help us find our way back to Shippensburg? So not only do I have to tell them how to find me, I have to tell them how to find Shippensburg and then me. So I'm on the phone with them, and I say, okay, cool, I said, great, where are you? They say, we're up in the mountains, and we're near our one friend's house. How do we get back? I say, great. I lead them all the way back. They get back. I'm still on the phone with them. I said, okay, guys, I'm in Oakville. All you got to do is go down 11 towards Carlisle. You'll see Oakville Road. Turn left, and you're there. Really easy, all the explanations they need. It's, at this point, because this is the second round, it's right around 2 o'clock. Well, 1:30, it's right around 1:30. They can't find Oakville Road. They're not very directionally gifted, you would say. So they have passed Oakville Road. I call them, I say, you guys taking a really long time? They said, yeah, we reached the Sheets by the drive-in, which is way past Oakville Road. So they have enough time to get snacks and then come back, and they say, we still can't find Oakville Road. I say, okay. And if you don't know, Oakville's probably about 2 miles, 3 miles in from 11. So I say, okay, I will meet you on 11. So I start to run. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm just like jogging, and then anytime I see a car, I like dive, because it's 2:30 in the morning, and someone running on the side of the road is really obscure, and I don't want someone to think that I'm lost or insane or just plain like weird. And at the time I'm underage too, so like curfew is still a thing even though I'm not driving. But so every time a car comes by, I just dive into a cornfield, or I dive into the bushes and I hide. So I'm running, and they call me again. I'm running, and then they call me. It starts to rain, so I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. My Vibram shoes are killing me because it's like running barefoot. And they say they can't find Megan, and we don't. Oh, not Megan, Rebecca. That's her name. We can't find Rebecca, and they can't find Rebecca, and we don't remember where we dropped her, and they can't get a hold of her. So they've driven her up in the mountains, a place, South Mountain, which is a place I'm very familiar with. And they say, we think you're the only person that probably knows where she is, because we can't get a hold of her, and it's pouring down right at this point. I'm soaked already, and so I just start to run faster because I'm like, have you found Oakville Road? No, they're like, no, we're on 11. We're going so slow. I'm like, I don't know how you're missing it because they can't type it into their GPS to find me. Like, that's against the rules. Who knows? Because we might have lost somebody already. But anyway, so I finally get to 11. I'm standing there, but all of these cars are coming, so I don't know which car is theirs, and I don't want to flag down random people. And so I know what their car looks like, and I start to describe where I am. And they finally pick me up, and they take me up into the mountains. And at this point, I'm a little livid. I'm like, how do you forget where you dropped somebody off? Can't find me. Really great teammates. And the one is from out of town, and the other one is from town, but doesn't know a lot about the area. So we get into the mountains, and they said, well, we hiked her in a little bit. I said, great, even worse. And so they talked about how there was a cell tower that was up there, and I know exactly where that is. And so I say, okay, you guys go find the other people who are looking for her, because we can't get a hold of them because no cell service. I say, find them because they have a car, and then I will go and I will get her. So I drop them off. They drop me off. I run all the way in to where the cell tower is, which is another probably half a mile. So I run 3.5 miles in barefoot shoes, basically. I'm soaking wet. I finally get there, and she's there. She's standing there, and she hasn't moved, thankfully. So I find her, and she's soaking wet, and she is beyond mad. Thankfully, I didn't drop her off, so she is happy to see me. Her phone has died. Her sister and her mom are freaking out because they haven't been able to find her. And so then I say, okay, let's go, Rebecca. Let's start our hike in. And we hike all the way in. We walk all the way half a mile back, so that's another mile. Half mile in, half mile back. That's 4 miles to add to my nightly excursion. And we go so far, and we finally get them, and then we have to find the other people, and finally we're all reunited after I thought it was very fun. It was a very scary time because it seemed like I was the only one that had ever driven or ever been in the town before. And it was absolutely wonderful, and I play that game during the day and not in the mountains. Thank you.